Hello, it is...
Whoa. Okay.
Hello, and welcome back to Me Never Posting Ever. But I do get a lot of questions about a 5-year update since I've donated my eggs to these beautiful people. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is Eric, and this is Adam from the McHusbands. And yeah, yeah, I can see myself swallowing. Is that weird?
Yeah, I think one question that we always get is, so it's been 5 years now, and you've seen the girls, and you hang out with them quite often, and you see them quite often. Has your views on having children changed? Either more so not wanting children, or maybe perhaps wanting children someday?
So I get asked this question a lot. People are like, oh my God, you see them growing up. Do you want kids now? Because, you know, you're so close with them, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, you guys are great parents and they are great children. But babysitting is my least favorite thing to do. They are just a lot. They're a handful, and every day I am very much more confident in my decision, because I think when I was donating my eggs, everybody was like, oh my God, you're gonna change your mind? Like, when you find somebody you want to marry, you're gonna change your mind? And like day after day, it just gets stronger and stronger knowing that I made the correct decision and I'm ready to have a hysterectomy any minute.
Oh my gosh. Extreme.
I love for you, because the amount of people that put this idea in your head that like, oh no, you're gonna change your mind, blah,
your
blah,
mind
blah,
is wrong.
thinking that like
you're wrong.
They know all women and all women think and feel the same. It's like ridiculous. So
it's that just mentality for every woman. I mean, you have to have children, you have to do this, and it's like that pressure that women in general get, that they have to have children by a certain age or blah blah blah. And I don't know, I've talked to, you know, a lot of women who feel that way, and they're just like, no, like, why is that always a first question?
Yeah.
Or if you have one kid, it's always like, when are you having a second?
More.
When are you going to have more? So it's not...
You guys get that asked all that too.
Yeah.
You're like, when are you going to have more kids?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
people need to chill, mind the business.
Yeah.
One of the huge things too is that back when I donated my eggs, yeah, we have YouTube, we had Instagram and stuff like that, but we didn't have TikTok. And I think being on TikTok and on the side of TikTok that I'm at, where it's just a lot of really powerful women talking about stuff that they like believe firmly in and they're confident in, and seeing so many women feel the same way that I do is really encouraging, and it's just like a really great community support to have. Because, you know, getting things shoved down your throat your whole life, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm going against the grain here. But I think TikTok has been like a really awesome resource for people looking to go against the grain. So,
yeah, and I've seen a bunch of TikToks like that of women just voicing their...
And the comments are like, you're wrong. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
she's living her best life.
Uh-huh.
Leave her alone.
Yeah. It's
Also-
so true.
Not that you're not living your best lives.
Also...
No, we don't take offense to that. It's your decision, and it's their decision.
Yeah.
If they don't want to have kids and they don't, like, that's fine. We wanted kids, so...
Yeah.
Also, just a little disclaimer. So we're filming a video for our channel, but we're also filming a video for Julie's channel.
There's 2 cameras.
So
here.
there's 2 cameras. So if our
We're just,
eyes
like-
are like going off, that's why. So if anyone is like,
I'm like,
what
I
are
don't
they
know.
looking
What are they
at?
looking at?
I don't know
What
when
is
to
happening.
talk to this one or
I
that
know,
one.
yeah,
He's just
so-
looking in
Maybe
the
the same
middle.
footage.
Yeah, we're just
At
gonna.
this
It's
point.
yeah. So just keep that in mind. Yeah.
One of the questions I get asked a lot on my channel is, if
What do you need, Everest?
children. One of the questions I get asked a lot by you guys is if my partner has influenced my decision or made it harder for me to keep in the same position. And I know a lot of women ask me all the time, like, how do you find a partner that feels the same way as you? And obviously that's just kind of like fate at that point. Like, but I literally would not date somebody who wanted kids, because that's not something I ever see in my future. So you have to.
Nor should they date you if they want
Exactly.
kids. Like,
but there's so many of the guys that are
unless
like,
they're
I'm going to
willing
change your
make a
mind.
sacrifice.
But that so many guys would be like, oh, you don't want kids? Yeah. And then blow it off and act like it's not a big deal. And I'm like, no, like, you're not going to get this in the future for me. So you need to find somewhere else. But I think it's really important to be upfront about it, like as soon as you start dating. Like if you have a dating profile, put it in your dating profile. Like kids not allowed, like not happening. Not that you're not dating kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's
what happened.
First date, second date, I was like, do you want kids? Because I knew I wanted kids.
It's super important to, yeah. Like people think it's just like some wishy-washy thing that just everyone goes with the flow with it. And like, sure, you might be able to do that, but for some people, it's something they really don't or do want, and it's a make or break. So that should be something you think about first. And yes, I love Rogine more than anything. He is like my absolute soulmate, and there's nothing about me that wants to have a child with him. And he feels the same way. Like we are like bound to be together. He's stuck with me, and but like there's no desire to like procreate because we're so happy with the life that we have.
And if you had the same love for Rogine that you do now, but he really wanted kids, you would have no issue breaking up with him.
I would let him go. I love him so much, but I would want him to be happy, and that's what true love is you want the person to be happy. So I'd be like, go reproduce elsewhere. And then maybe hit me up when
when you don't
something goes awry. You find out you can't have kids, or you can't find anyone who will have them with you. I'm here. Hope you just wouldn't wait. Other questions we get is just in general, how are you doing? And with you yourself and your health, and after going through that, now it's been 5 years, are there any things that you have noticed within your body, within your health, that may have been affected by what you went through now that it's been time?
So this actually comes up a ton now, because there's so many people who are like, I'm about to do this. I see this video was posted so many years ago. Like, do you have long-term effects? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but there has not been a lot of long-term studies on women who go through IVF. There needs to be a lot more research put into it, because there is like some suggestions of it possibly being harmful in the future, with like cancer rates and stuff like that. I'm very fortunate. I don't have any issues. I can say the only thing that popped up is something that I already had my whole life, and that was being diagnosed with my thyroid condition, which I had symptoms of since I was 20. So to be diagnosed with it after I went through IVF was not a surprise to me. It wasn't something that like just happened. But like I can still menstruate and have babies if I wanted to. People ask me that all the time. Like, when you donate your eggs, can you not have kids anymore? Like, yes, you can have kids. We all know that my body's a drama queen, and I like hemorrhaged and had so many issues right afterwards. I did not have like the easiest situation to do it. And again, like I would never do that again, to be honest. But like after that scenario, that timeline, like everything is pretty good. So like I don't have any issues, and I don't know, honestly, I don't know any women personally who have gone through IVF who have long-term issues. So wait,
so 1, 2, 3, and then that.
Okay.
So rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
What?
Wait, okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Says what?
I always said rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. What do you just rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Rock, paper, scissors says, I don't want to. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
So Eric just left to tend to the children, but one of the other things I want to address is my mental state, because I don't think I talked about this enough, but going through IVF and the whole process and truly understanding that I didn't want children kind of put me in a really weird depression. And because I was always told my whole life that, your purpose in life is to have children. And I was so comfortable with the idea of not having children. It's not something I ever wanted or desired. I had no passion for that. And to realize like something everyone's told you your whole life is not what you want, it's hard. And I spiraled a little bit, and I was like, what is my purpose? And I went through like a pretty crazy depression, which also had to do with my thyroid. Once we fixed that, I was fine. But it took me a while, and I'm sure a lot of women feel the same way, is to figure out that there is so much more to your life than having children, and that's not just your sole purpose. And I feel like I'm living my purpose every day, because I get to help you guys. I'm so happy with my boyfriend. Like, I get to rock climb, I get to be happy. And I think that's something I was just telling them what the mental state too. But like, yeah, your purpose is to be happy, and that's it. Whatever you choose to do, whatever path that is, as long as it's legal.
Also, like, to kind of tie into what you just said, like, all the people out there that are, a lot of them are, like, just really transphobic and are stating that, like, are you in frame? Yes, you are. Okay. Like, a lot of them are stating that the definition of a woman is to have a child. And so then, like, all the people that can't have
or don't
want to, like, are they less of a woman because of that? Like, it just
let's get political.
Does not sit right with me. I do not like it. Like, all those people that do that, I just, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's one of the strongest women I know, and because she doesn't want to have kids and isn't going to, it doesn't make her less of a woman than some other one that has had a kid. You know, like, it's just...
Well, it's the same as us, you know, and saying people, you know...
Yeah, you're welcome.
The girls need a mom, or whatever that they say in that sense, and I just don't think it's true, because there's so many single parents out there.
But also, like, if you saw... Like, just... Like, if you're thinking you want children, get an animal first. And just know, however needy they are, children are 20 times worse.
20? Generous.
The mental capacity of having to focus on them 24/7 when I'm babysitting them, because it's just constantly, look at me, look. I know there's 2 of them, so it's like double as hard, but it's like, look at me, look at me, look at what I can do, look what I can do. And then they do like these crazy things and hurt themselves. Like, what are you doing? Like, I can't watch and help. It's just... I mean, your brain never gets to stop, and that's not for me.
I will say, though, this morning that you watched one of the girls and then, like, had them doing sit-ups, had them clean.
My goal was to get her as tired out as possible so that I could, like, take a breather. So the first thing was, like, as soon as they were leaving, I was like, let's see how many sit-ups you could do. And they were like, what's a sit-up? And, like, I held her feet, and she's doing sit-ups until she's like, oh, my stomach hurts. I was like, perfect. She's gonna have abs, bro.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to do like a little treasure hunt. So I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, okay, we're gonna do 2 stops in the treasure hunt, and one of them is me doing your makeup. And I was like, that's great. You can do my makeup after we stop at the cleaning your room station. So I got her to clean her entire room before she did my makeup. So that was good. You came home to a good surprise.
Yeah. Her room was spotless.
This is clean.
Yeah.
Thank you, Treasure Hunt.
Mm-hmm. Another question that we get is, what do the girls refer to Julie as, if they still refer to her as Aunt Julie? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. Aunt Julie.
Yeah.
Sometimes they slip up and they're like, Julie? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, do you want to drop it?
No, I'm fine with either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Would you prefer if they dropped it?
No, it's just funny to me because it took a long time to get used to, like, Aunt in front of your name, you know what I mean? And so they'd be like, Aunt Julie, and I'd want to say, like, Little Addison or something in front of their name because I, like, wasn't used to being called 2 things, so.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Aunt Julie, Little Addison, Aunt Julie, Little Average. Another question that we get is, how are we feeling having, you know, the girls be 5 right now, and having Julie in their lives?
Yeah.
And,
are you threatened by me?
Yeah, we're so afraid that you're going to take away our kids. But even, like, have we feared that the girls will start thinking something, or do they know, or, like, all of that? Have they figured it out? But we have always been honest with the girls, and I think, like, a year... You okay?
I've just used...
Oh. Look into the light. But, you know, we've always been honest with the girls. I think about a year ago, was it, that I sat Addison down and I had a long conversation about being in Auntie Corinne's tummy, and that Aunt Julie helped because she donated one of her eggs. And I don't think they're old enough to quite understand it, but even that if they don't understand it, we still tell them.
Yeah.
So that if somebody else were to come in and try to tell them, they already were like, oh yeah, my dads have already told me that. Like, it's not going to be a big surprise.
And it's something we've, like, told them numerous times.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to do so. So, like, the more we tell them, the more they'll comprehend it. but we're not at all like threatened that they'll. It's not like secret information. Clearly, hello, like
Not at all.
So,
Can I say though, for sure, like I think it's a mistake that so many people in this similar situations like make it this whole big reveal because that's what causes the trauma instead of being open and honest with your kids the whole time, and that's what you guys are doing. Like there's no secrets. Like if they ask a question or like it just happens to come up in conversation, like you're just being open and honest about it. There's no reason to lie and like keep it a secret and then like have this big reveal and then they're like, oh my god, I don't know who I am anymore. Like
yeah, it's like when I was on that Jubilee episode where it was asking the question, the dilemma was, should I tell this little girl who's 11 now that I'm her mom, but I'm like part of the family, but the two dads haven't told the little girl? And my stance on it was, yeah, she should know, but
that's not,
the woman who donated the egg should not be the person to tell. It should be the dads. So
yeah, you were always in the no box, but you were also like she should
know.
She should know sooner rather
truth.
than later, but it should come from the parents, not from because the
so
trust
it's up
of
to
the
them.
child and the parent.
So that's what we're doing is we're already informing them so that it's not a surprise. So that they already know that we're telling them the truth and they can trust us of, you know, what's really happening. So
because one day when they figure out how to bypass those parental controls and they end up on YouTube and watch the whole video, they'll be like, oh, this is what they did.
Right?
They'll see me with a bag on my head. If anyone else has any questions on my side, like if there's anything you want to know more about the process, like I get reached out to by people going through the process or about to go to through the process of IVF. To donate their eggs all the time, and I'm super responsive. DM me, whatever. I respond to everybody, and I talk to everybody. Personally, I have exchanged emails with people. We talk for months through it, so I'm happy to answer any and all questions of what I remember of the process. But
it was so long ago.
It was so long ago, and I'm sure technology has changed for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, any questions?
And we're the same too. I mean,
anything.
when people reach out to us and they tell us that they're going through the process and they have a couple questions, we're like, ask away for sure.
Ask away.
For anybody that is wondering how our relationship is as a, I was about to say a threesome, but
I was like, are you pointing to him?
No, like all of us. Yeah. Cause it went on, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
There was a dark period.
But I think for the most part, like, that was like not at all.
That was a month, like 3 years ago.
Good for us, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think our relationship is stronger than ever now. I feel more comfortable than ever with you. And
I would agree. Yeah.
Even with Rogine, like, I feel really comfortable with him.
Yeah.
No, this is like family.
Yeah. So there's,
this is family.
And
it's
every
not
time
like
we talk about each other, that's what it's like. Like, we are literally twins.
I know. It's
and
like,
we're at the point too where we can say anything to each other.
Like we talk about everything.
And it's how refreshing that is.
Yeah.
Growing up, not being able to feel
like I can't talk to the way I talk to you guys like I do with my family. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like my blood family.
Yeah. So everything is great here.
Because we just know that we won't judge each other. And, we'll still love each other no matter what. And I think that's what family is and what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for watching. I am apologizing in advance for, again, not probably posting for like 5 years. I don't know. But thank you for following this journey. And if you have any other questions, let me know. And thank you to Eric and Adam. I'm looking at the camera. It's backwards.
Yeah. Also, too, for anybody that's watching and wants to know what Julie's been up to, she has her own company, Nail Know How. So, like, dive into that, support her, and check it out because she's changing the nail world. So
that's so sweet.
She really is.
Well, it's true.
And you have your podcast. Like,
stop being so humble.
So much going on.
Doing really well right now. Like, I'm proud I put in all the work and struggled and was homeless for how long because it's all paying off now. So. Keep at it, but also like struggling is not cool. So like if you need support.
It drives you though.
Yeah.
Anything.
Into insanity.
Yeah. But this has been fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm in your house right now.
I'm sorry. What? You don't really want to leave me on my own.
Translations.
We need subtitles. Yes.